Hello class, we're going to be learning about customary units and how to change them within each other. First thing you're going to do is write down in your notebook customary units, and you can pause the video so that you can stay with me and write down that 1 foot is 12 inches, and then 1 yard is 3 feet or 36 inches. 1 mile is 5,280 feet or 1,760 yards. This is important for the conversion process. So here's the next important note. If you are going from a larger unit to a smaller one, you multiply. So here's my little tip. Always write L to S or S to L, depending on which way we're going, and that way it helps determine on what operation you're going to do. Some of these are easy at first, but they get difficult. So if you know this procedure, it'll be a good tool. All right, so the next thing, if you're going from a smaller unit to a larger one, you divide. So, and then you're going to write S to L, divide. Okay, so the next, I'm going to require you to write S or L, L to S on each problem. I'm going to go to the next slide. So, each time you convert, you first must determine how you are going. Okay, that's the first step. So, example. 16 yards is how many feet? Now this might seem very simple to you at first, but let's apply the strategy so when they get harder, you'll know how to do it. So 16 yards is how many feet? This is what you think. Well, yards are bigger than feet, so I'm going to write L to S. And L to S is kind of normal, like it goes alphabetically. So LSX, since it goes alphabetically, that means to multiply. I don't know if that little tip will help you remember that, but L to S is multiply. You think, how many feet are in 1 yard? So let's look at that chart from slide 1. And from the chart on slide 1, I know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So then, since I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller one, I will multiply. So the equation will be take the 16 yards, which I have right here, 16 yards. I'm going to write that here. And I'm timesing it by 3 because there's 3 feet in every yard. And then I get 48 as my answer. Okay, next, example 2. Okay, we have 60 inches is how many feet? Well, you first know that inches is smaller than feet, so I'm going S to L. When S to L is in alphabetically, it's kind of weird, so that's the divide one. So it means I'm going to divide. So you think, how many inches are in 1 foot? And then look at that chart. It's 12 inches are in 1 foot. And since I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger one, I will divide. Equation will be 60 divided by 12, which equals 5. So there's 5 feet and 60 inches. Okay, so the S to L helps me determine if I'm going to multiply or divide. Now, today's classwork is going to be page 809, numbers 3 to 17 odd. And I would like, this is an example of how I would expect to see it written in your notebook. Question number 3. Write down the question. 72 inches is blank feet. The next thing I'm going to require you to write is, I'm going to write S to L because I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger one. And if I'm doing S to L, I know I am going to divide. And then I fill in the equation. I know there's 12 inches in a foot, so I do 72 divided by 12 equals 6. My answer is 6. So that's how I expect to see each of your questions for your classwork.